What it do, Durag Nation? We finally got the gameplay showcase for Daredevil, and it's amazing. This week we get to see what the Devil of Hell's Kitchen can do in a match with his new powers, and Marvel rivals may have cooked again. As revealed yesterday, Daredevil is a duelist and is melee based. But as you'll see in the gameplay, Daredevil not only has a ton of movement, he can attack from range as well as chase down flying enemies. I'm going to quickly break down the gameplay and give my thoughts on how he should be best played and his potential fit in the meta. First, Hulk smash that like button so YouTube shares this with Daredevil fans, and let's get it.
Forgive me for what I am about to do. I see you.
So right off the bat, we see Daredevil is going to be a very tanky DPS with 325 starting HP. His only weapons are his billy clubs, so his ammo is infinite, and he has 4 abilities, with his E having 2 symbols above them. We see above his head is the radar sense Guang talked about in the Dead Vision video, which allows Matt to see all evil, basically letting him detect enemies that are hidden. We also see 3 empty fire symbols in front of him. This is likely what Guang mentioned was his ability to use the beast to strengthen his melee attack. This looks like it will work similar to Wolverine's Rage passive or Mr. Fantastic's Elasticity. We see the radar has pretty great range as well, since he's able to show Iron Fist from what seems like 30 meters away as he's attempting to stay hidden on the high ground. We also see from this range, Daredevil's F ability, Sonic Pursuit, is active and is locked on to Iron Fist even through the walls, just waiting to be activated. Daredevil then uses his Shift ability that shoots one of his billy clubs into the ground and allows Matt to pull himself to it. This gives Daredevil a +2 on his beast meter. The ability goes on a 10-second cooldown and a righteous cross meter appears, which also allows Matt to run up walls for the next 5 seconds. This is going to be both a great tool to escape danger and sneak up on enemies, as we're seeing here. Also notice the devil flames that appear on his horns, showing Daredevil is tapping into the power of the beast. Filling up the beast meter seems to trigger this. The Sonic Pursuit is a dash with a 15-second cooldown that lets him close the distance on Iron Fist. This fills up the beast meter, giving him max damage. Daredevil starts his melee combo, which looks like it begins with a lunging slash, similar to what Angela does in her grounded form, followed by alternating hits with each one. But Daredevil finishes off Iron Fist with his right-click ability, which is on a 10-second cooldown and causes Matt to go crazy, moving so fast he creates after images as he slaps you around with the billy clubs from different angles. The beast meter also does not decay passively or when he's attacking.
You've been judged. Face the devil.
In the next scene, he uses his radar sense to detect Squirrel Girl, who is hiding in the waterfalls, which is supposed to make you invisible, so this may in fact work on heroes like Sue Storm. He uses that shift ability, but instead of putting it in the ground, he attached it to Squirrel Girl, which allows him to close the distance and do that leaping slash attack. The righteous cross briefly appears, but the ability doesn't go on cooldown like before. Instead of wall running, he backs away and starts twirling his billy clubs like nunchucks, which appears to be connected to this new 2-second timer. Squirrel Girl then throws her squirrel blockade to try and stun Daredevil in place, but he counters with the right click he used on Iron Fist. But this time it deflects it back at Squirrel Girl and causes her to be trapped instead. He then uses the F to dash back in and finish her off. This looks like some pretty strong skills for flanking. Daredevil can detect anyone hidden, can refresh some of his cooldowns instantly based on how they're used, and he can deflect projectiles back at the enemy, which means he can likely do the same to Luna Snow's freeze and the Mantis sleep like Captain America does with his shield. Next we see his E ability.
Wrath of the Beast!
After pressing it, you're given the option of Devil's Chain or Devil's Throw. It appears like he uses the throw, which causes him to toss his billy clubs at the ground, which causes them to bounce up and auto-target Storm. It also uses 2 charges of his beast meter, giving Daredevil 25 bonus health. So it appears the meter doesn't decay, but you can consume it in combination with your E to gain bonus health, which is potentially insanely strong. This is a great ability to use from range or to poke at flying characters. The ability surprisingly doesn't go on cooldown after he uses it. Next, he uses the shift again on the ground, which puts it on the 10-second cooldown and attacks Punisher and Groot while he's at 2.5 charges on the beast meter. Daredevil uses the E ability again, this time choosing the Devil Chain, which appears to be a fire whip attack, and it eliminates Punisher, causing Matt to get an insane 100 bonus health, taking him up to 450. It appears the beast meter grants you more bonus health based on the amount of charge you have and potentially how many people you hit. Next we see another effect of the Devil's Chain.
Hellfire!
He uses the F to dash in on Groot, then activates the chain, which sends out a trail of fire that hits Groot and then sets Hawkeye on fire, dealing damage over time. More importantly, it takes Daredevil from 283 HP to 373 with 439 bonus health. He only had 2 charges on the beast meter to consume, so I think the Devil Chain just grants you more bonus health than the Devil Throw. He finishes off the Punisher with a right click and then uses his shift to close in on Storm and take her out with that double slash. This puts the shift on cooldown, so it'll be interesting to see what conditions trigger it. Finally, we get to look at his ultimate ability.
Let the devil out!
It's honestly not as strong as I thought based on how it was described in the dev vision. I thought it would stun enemies with fear. Instead, it basically tethers enemies to Daredevil like Angela's ribbons, but worse since they're locked to him instead of a spear. The fear does damage over time, and the biggest effect is that it blinds the enemy's surroundings, so Angela at one point can't see anyone but Daredevil. The ultimate also gives Matt constant healing over time, in addition to the bonus health he gains from the beast meter consumption. But it doesn't look like he gets a ton of extra healing or any other benefits, so you're gonna have to be careful with his ultimate. I think it's best used in coordination with your team, or if Daredevil is diving on enemy healers. Ultimately, we'll have to see what changes the devs made to Matt since this trailer was recorded, which we'll be able to do later this week during the early access content creator streams. I think he has a lot of potential as both a flanker and somebody that can help with brawling while defending your healers from dive heroes like Magic and Black Panther. He looks much stronger than Blade in terms of melee and movement, but he doesn't have a strong, consistent ranged option like that shotgun or anti-heal. But I'm excited to make him work. There's a lot more coming in the Season 4.5 update besides Daredevil, including a new game mode, a Halloween event, and big fan-requested features. Click the video on screen to learn more. And a huge shout out to everyone supporting me on Patreon. Join for free so you never miss an update.